What if I told you the reason you're stuck financially
Isn't because you don't work hard enough.
it's not the economy
It's not your job, it's you.
and the invisible mistakes you're making every single day with your money?
These mistakes aren't just costing you money.
They're silently stealing your future.
In this video, I'll reveal the 10 biggest financial
Traps people fall into, and more importantly, how to avoid them.
Most people will never escape these traps.
But if you stay with me until the end, you'll walk away with the mindset, tools, and knowledge to take control of your financial destiny. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this is the kind of content that actually changes your life. And if you find this valuable at any point, smash that like button. It helps more people break free financially. Mistake 1. Lifestyle creep. Why does it feel like you're never getting ahead, even with a raise? Define lifestyle creep. Story of Daniel, who doubled his income but stayed broke.
Psychological triggers, status, comfort, comparison.
Real-world examples: upgrading phone, car, apartment.
The trap of spending based on income, not goals.
Fix. Automate savings plus act broke to get rich mindset. Mistake 2. Living without a budget. If you don't control your money, someone else will. Why people fear budgeting: restriction versus freedom. Netflix analogy. You scroll more when you don't know what you're watching.
Budget equals clarity. How the rich use budgets, allocating freedom.
Step by step. 50-30-20. Rule plus zero-based budgeting. Mistake 3. Only saving, never investing. Your savings are secretly losing value every single day.
Inflation versus savings accounts. Compound interest explained with visual.
$1 a month at 8% over 30 years versus nothing.
Why investing is not gambling.
Beginner-friendly options. Index funds, ETFs, robo-advisors. Mistake 4. High-interest debt.
You could be throwing away thousands every year and not even know it. The trap of minimum payments.
The debt snowball versus debt avalanche method. Real case study of someone paying 3x what they borrowed.
Credit card company's business model. How to aggressively eliminate bad debt.
Mistake 5. Not tracking net worth.
You check your weight, but not your wealth.
Why your income means nothing without knowing your net worth. Assets versus liabilities explained simply. Free tools to use. Personal capital. Why enable? Spreadsheets. Monthly net worth review ritual builds awareness. Mistake 6. Impulse buying and emotional spending.
Ever bought something online and regretted it 3 days later?
Dopamine and emotional triggers. How marketers hijack your brain. 24-hour rule technique. Environments that encourage spending.
Reverse budgeting tip. Spend on what you love. Cut ruthlessly elsewhere.
Mistake 7. No emergency funds.
One emergency can set you back years financially.
The number one reason people go into debt. Unexpected expenses. What happens if you ignore this advice?
Let's be honest, most people will watch a video like this, not maybe feel inspired,
and then go right back to doing what they've always done.
But what happens when you don't change? Consequence number 1. You stay trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Living paycheck to paycheck isn't just about being broke. It's about living in a constant state of stress. Always one emergency away from financial disaster. You start counting days, not dreams.
You don't own your time owns you. If you keep making the same financial mistakes, spending emotionally,
avoiding a budget, not investing, you'll stay stuck in survival mode. Consequence number 2. Debt becomes a life sentence.
The credit card you keep ignoring,
the one with a minimum payment of $60,
it's quietly growing like a weed. What was once a $2,000 balance is now $5,000, then
$10,000. Interest never sleeps.
Debt compounds just like investments, except it's working against you. Eventually, debt isn't just a financial problem, it becomes a mental one.
It affects your relationships, sleep, even your self-worth. Consequence number 3. No freedom, no options. You want to leave the job you hate.
You can't because you're broke.
Want to take time off,
start a business, help your family.
You can't because your money controls you.
Wealth isn't just about luxury.
It's about freedom, the ability to say no, to walk away without it. Life feels like a trap. Consequence number 4. Missed opportunities to build wealth.
While you're afraid to invest $100, someone else is doubling their money over 5 years. While you're buying $500 sneakers, someone else is buying $500 in stocks. Time is the greatest wealth multiplier, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. The price of procrastination is far greater than the cost of discipline.
Consequence number 5. Becoming a burden in retirement. What happens if you ignore all of this for 30 years?
You don't retire.
You survive. Maybe you're forced to rely on your kids. Maybe you work until you're 75. Not because you want to, but because you have to. You spent your entire life working, and now you can't even rest. Consequence number 6. Generational poverty continues. When you don't break the cycle, your children inherit not just your debt, but your habits, your fear of money, your lack of confidence, and the cycle continues. Another generation raised in financial confusion, repeating the same mistakes. You're not just making money decisions for yourself, you're setting the standard for the generation watching you. Here's the raw truth. If you don't take control of your finances, someone else will. The bank, the credit card company, the landlord, the system. The choice is yours. Every financial mistake you continue to make is a brick in the wall that separates you from freedom. But you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be intentional. Start small. One action, one habit, one change. What happens when you apply financial wisdom, the life you could be living? You've seen what happens when you ignore financial wisdom. But now let's imagine what happens when you live it. When you finally stop surviving and start thriving. Here's what life can look like when you apply the simple truths of smart money management. Advantage 1. Peace of mind. It starts small. You are no longer panicking before payday. Your bills are paid. Your savings are growing. You can finally breathe. You sleep better. You argue less. The stress that used to eat at you, it's just gone. Financial peace isn't about being rich. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you're prepared. Advantage 2. Freedom of choice. When your finances are in order, you get to choose. Take the trip, change the job, move to a new city. Say no to things that don't serve you, and yes to things that inspire you. You become the author of your life, not just a reader of someone else's story. Advantage 3. Compound growth begins working for you. Remember how debt compounds? So does wealth if you start early. Your investments grow quietly in the background. While others are working for money, your money starts working for you. This is how average people retire with millions. Not because they're lucky, but because they were consistent. Advantage 4. Confidence in decision making. You stop guessing. You stop saying, I think I can afford it, and start saying, I know I can. Budgeting gives you clarity. Saving gives you power. Investing gives you leverage. And with every wise choice, your self-worth grows because you're proving to yourself that you're capable. Advantage 5. You create options for your family. When you apply financial wisdom, your kids won't start from zero. They'll start with knowledge, with examples, with options. Instead of inheriting your debt, they inherit your mindset, your systems, your wealth. This is how generational wealth begins. Not with millions, but with intentionality. Advantage 6. You stop trading time for money. When you manage money well, you don't just save dollars, you save time. You start building passive income. You create financial systems. Eventually, your money starts showing up even when you don't. This is where true wealth lives. Ownership, automation, freedom. Advantage 7. You inspire others. People around you notice the change. The way you handle your money. The way you carry yourself. And they start asking, what are you doing differently? You become the lighthouse in someone else's storm. You break the cycle, not just for yourself, but for everyone watching you. When you apply financial wisdom, your life begins to shift. Not overnight, but over time and consistently. It starts with small decisions. Saying no to fast food. Yes to investing. Saying no to emotional spending. Yes to a budget. Saying no to excuses. Yes to your future. This journey is about more than money. It's about living a life you don't need to escape from. This is just the beginning. If you've made it this far, I want to say something you don't hear often enough. I'm proud of you. Most people won't sit through a full video on financial mistakes. Most people won't take the time to reflect. Most people are too busy scrolling, avoiding, numbing. But not you. You're here because something inside you knows it's time to stop struggling. Time to stop guessing and time to start building something real. Let me be clear. This video wasn't just content. It was a wake-up call, a mirror, a map. You've seen what happens when you ignore financial wisdom. And you've seen what's possible when you apply it. But here's the truth, this journey, it doesn't end here. There's so much more to learn, so much more to unlearn. So many blind spots you haven't discovered yet, but will. As long as you stay on this path, plant the seed for next videos. In the next videos, we're going to break down the systems behind wealth, how to start investing with little money, how to build passive income step by step, the psychology behind money trauma and how to heal it, how to escape the middle class trap and more. So if you felt something shift today, even a little, subscribe now and turn on the bell, because the next video could be the one that changes everything. Build the habit. Every week, I'll be here dropping tools, strategies, and truth bombs to help you build wealth the smart way. Not just for money, but for freedom, peace, and purpose. And here's a secret. The people who win financially aren't the ones with perfect credit or six-figure incomes. They're the ones who show up week after week, video after video, action after action. Now, I want to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? Comment below with one habit you're going to change starting this week. I read every comment, and if I see yours, I'll reply personally. Let's build this community of smart, intentional, freedom-focused people who are done playing small. Remember, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are not stuck. You're just one decision away from a completely different financial future. Thanks for watching. Thanks for choosing growth. I'll see you in the next one.